Hello, sports fans. Coach Carroll here on a wonderful Tuesday afternoon. And, I'm very excited to bring you sports talk, 30 minutes to an hour, however long we can go today, depending on the attendance we get and how much people are paying attention and whatnot. Just give me 1 second here. Let me get my headset on real quick. Anyway, we're going to start doing this every week. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a show that's going to talk about sports in general. I want to talk about whatever the fans and the listeners and the viewers want to talk about. Go ahead, like and subscribe. This is just a regular show for fans. There's no ulterior motive here. I love talking about sports. Sports is my passion. And I want to give just the regular people, opportunity to tune in. We're going to talk about any sports you like. Of course, here we've got the Olympics going on. Football's right around the corner. The fall's coming up. This is my favorite time of the year. So, guys, just tune in and, just ask your questions and just do different things. As you can see, the title of the show is the Pre-Preseason college football show, and basically all we're going to talk about is leading up to the season. I'm not really going to go into picking for conferences or anything like that. I'm going to touch on Week 1 matchups. We got an outstanding lineup for Week 1, and I'm really excited for that. And I'm pretty sure college football fans around the world are the same. It's going to be a huge weekend. With the NFL not starting up, there's going to be games on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, with that being Labor Day weekend. So you're going to get a nice little dose of college football, and as you'll see, there are some good matchups coming up in that. So really looking forward to that. But just set the table for the weeks to come. I'm going to be doing like my conference picks. Like each week, I'll go to a different conference. I figure we could start out west with the Pac-12, and we'll do the big conferences for the most part. And if we got viewers who are fans or alumni of mid-major conference teams or what have you, just message me, get with me to let me know your interest level, and we'll definitely we'll take a look at your conferences as well when we get an opportunity to do that. But we're going to start with the Pac-12 first, and we'll go from there. But I know we got around the world we have big soccer fans, we have basketball fans. I want to touch every sport, any sport that the viewers are interested in. That's what I want to hit, guys. I want us to have good discussions. If I don't know a lot about a specific sport, I can hit Google. There's no problem with that. I can get the information I need. This is the information age. Information is at our fingertips. So, I'm going to take a look at some of these other sports and start watching and getting a better understanding, and different things like that. There's a new sports app coming out that, allows you to interact with the different sports. And, I look at that as a learning opportunity, actually, and I'm going to use that as far as learning different sports and new sports that I'm not familiar with. And we'll talk more about the app later. But for now, I want to get into this college football season come. Very excited. My team plays in the SEC. Don't hold that against me. I'm not like someone who, if my team don't win, I'm rooting for the SEC team. That's definitely not who I am. I'm not like an SEC fan. I'm a fan of my team, and that's that. But each week when we do the conference, I'd like a representative from one of the other conferences. That way we can somewhat, just take the bias out of it. I'll have my view. I want you to have your view from a closer perspective to that particular conference. That way, we can get a good feel for it. And not have any bias in it. If there's something that you don't like with my picks, let me know about it. I'd like to debate. I want to get one person on here who's maybe local or alumni to one of the schools in the conference. Like next week we'll do Pac-12. Just get with me if you're a fan in that conference, and we'll get you on the Google Hangout. Basically, is all I'm doing. It's a free program. You don't need anything special to join this hangout and come on, and we can do a nice little debate. We can have the listeners they can tune in, they can have their questions and all that good stuff. If you're from Twitter, if you want to ask a question, you can come straight to the link, the YouTube link, which I'll have posted on Facebook and Twitter. My Twitter handle is at SportsBanter38, same name as my YouTube channel and the show and everything else, so at SportsBanter38. So just follow, just give me a follow there, and anytime we have a show, it's going to there'll be a message on Twitter. The Twitter message will automatically go to Facebook, and just go to Twitter and direct your questions to that handle, or you can click on the link that will be posted on YouTube or Twitter, and you can ask questions and make comments from there. I want everyone to be involved and engaged, and just talk sports and have good conversations. When we're doing the conferences with college football, and later on with the NFL and different things like that. Also, MMA fans around the world, I'm a huge MMA guy. I love the UFC. Just a quick note, Friday, same time around noon, we'll be doing a UFC 201 preview, Robbie Lawler versus Tyrone Woodley. It's a decent little card there. So if you're interested in MMA, just tune in and interact. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the fights and all that good stuff. I believe we're going to have a wonderful time with it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, I'm not going to pick the conferences or anything this week. I'm just going to go over the Week 1 college football, which is going to be Labor Day weekend. And just give me 1 second here. Let me pull up my list of games. That way we can get right into it. Like I said, it's just a wonderful time of year for sports. Olympics, college football, the NFL, all this great stuff going on. And, it's just right there, about that time of year. Okay, here we go. All right. Of course, I am a Tennessee Vols fan. I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there. Hate away, next year will be our year, next year, whatever. I firmly hold on to it. I have no problem with it. I'll take the criticism and I'll run with it. I do not care. This is our year, next year's our year. It does not matter which year is our year. The bottom line is the program's on the rise, and you're going to see that. You're going to see that, and you're going to see some signs of it this year. I will make one prediction right now. Tennessee will not lose more than 2 games in the regular season, and they will play in the SEC championship game. As far as beyond that, I'm going to hold off, but you heard it first here. They will not lose more than 2 games, and they will be in the SEC championship. So, yeah, Florida, Georgia fans, they are going to win the East. I'm very confident of that. And, if you want to get on here and debate me, please do. I have some very good points and some very good views as far as that's concerned. You may say, oh, you're just being biased or, whatever. And I'm not going to deny a little bias because, of course, I'm a hardcore Tennessee Volunteer fan. However, also, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to football, okay? And I have full faith in Butch Jones. I can give you reasons why. Everybody's just going to pull up what's happened in the past, and that's fine. Past does not dictate the future, all the time. A lot of times it can repeat, but that does not necessarily mean that's going to happen. Anyway, without further ado, let's get to these games. Week 1, of course, my Tennessee Vols have got Appalachian State Thursday night, September the 1st, which, I'm pretty excited for. I don't believe Tennessee's going to overlook Appalachian State at all. They're going to come in ready to roll, and I believe they're going to do just that. They're going to roll. And, even though I'm a Vols fan, that's not the games I'm the most excited for, or the game I'm most excited for that weekend. Starting on Saturday, the 3rd, of the games we have is Oklahoma, number 3 Oklahoma versus number 12 Houston. Now, Oklahoma, they've got quite a bit back from last year, yes. And for those Oklahoma fans, yes, I remember when Oklahoma beat Tennessee in Knoxville last year. And no, I don't want to talk about it, but Oklahoma's got a good ball team coming back, but they're playing a very good team in number 12 Houston. Houston has practically their whole team back. It's like 9+ starters on both sides of the ball, which is to include their star quarterback, Greg Ward, dynamic player. He's out of Texas, and the kid he's a beast. They actually beat Florida State in the bowl game last year. So, just to give you an idea, they are expecting big things this year. So, that's a game that Houston can win the game. Okay, Oklahoma will be favored, but I do believe Houston can win that game. So, just real quick here, let me go. This game is actually at Houston, so they've got home field advantage. That's definitely a dangerous game for Oklahoma, but I don't know if they're going to be able to beat Oklahoma. I believe Oklahoma is going to have a hard time dealing with Greg Ward at quarterback. The guy's fast. He's going to be able to get around and make his yards and all this good stuff. So, Greg Ward is going to be he's going to be the X factor in that particular game. So if you're a college football fan in general, not just a fan of one team, this will definitely be a game you want to check out. Personally, I believe it's going to be a great game, but I believe that in the end, Oklahoma's athleticism, their ability to, get ahead, to their ability to come back with Baker Mayfield. Believe me, I know all about this kid. I believe that is going to be the difference. So, just throw your hats, because, like I said, it's probably going to be a barn burner. I can see some points being scored in that game. So, all right, let's go. Just a side note real quick. Talking about Thursday night, Tennessee had Appalachian State. On Friday night the 2nd, you got Kansas State at number 11, Stanford. Kansas ranked. That's not one of my favorite games, however, but I do believe that, it's a decent game for a week 1 game. They're not playing some mid-major. Okay. Got Oklahoma, Houston. All right, let's go to another game. We got number 6 LSU versus Wisconsin. Wisconsin is never a pushover by any means. Wisconsin will always be able to, run the ball. They play decent defense, but, LSU super athletic. If they have a weakness, I'm not sold on their quarterback. Brandon Davis, I believe is his name. Hold on, let's see. Make sure. I don't want to get the names wrong here. Brandon Davis. Okay, that's not the LSU quarterback right there. Just give me a second. LSU QB. All right. I know it's Brandon something. I should know this. Okay, Brandon Harris. I thought so. Uh, I don't think he's terrible, but I'm not completely sold on him either. But when you've got Leonard Fournette in the backfield, you don't have to have the best quarterback in the world. Leonard Fournette is the most talented running back in the country. I do believe that, and I believe it's going to show this year. Wisconsin, in my opinion, is not going to have enough to deal with Leonard Fournette, and I can see that being the difference. LSU's defense, as always, they're loaded with athletes. They're going to be hard to stop. So I got LSU in that one. As far as how much, I'm not sure, but I can see LSU winning by 2 scores, maybe 17 points or something like that. At any rate, I got LSU winning. Okay, so we play number 24 UCLA at Texas A&M. There's been some turmoil at UCLA, I'm sorry, at A&M. So that's hard to say. Of course, UCLA, they lost quite a bit. They lost their top running back. However, they returned last year freshman quarterback Josh Rosen, who I believe is an absolute jewel. The kid's got NFL written all over him, and I believe he's going to be a great quarterback. And just because of the issues that A&M's been having, I've got to go with UCLA in this game. I just don't know if if A&M have this game. It's just not. You got to be ready to roll, and against a good team. And UCLA, like I said, they lost some people, but they still got their stud quarterback. I'm not sure what they're doing, but at the same time, we're going to be able to put the points on the board. And honestly, I can see this game being a shootout. We may have a 30, 40-point game going both ways. These guys are going to put some points on the board because A&M with Trevor Knight at quarterback, transferring from Oklahoma, he's gonna add a spark there, and A&M's just got speed galore on the outside. Speedy Knowles, for example, amongst some other guys. Ronnie Seeley, a big, tall wide receiver. This guy's, they're going to be able to put points on the board, but I'm going to go with UCLA in a shootout. All right, let's go. Moving on to the next game. We got number 20 North Carolina versus number 22 Georgia. I'm personally very interested in this game because Georgia's quarterback, Jacob Eason, he's a true freshman. Don't know if he's going to start yet or not, but I personally call he is going to start. But Georgia, in time, you got Nick Chubb and Sony Michel at running backs, both two really good running backs. But the problem is Michel I believe, is already ruled out for that game. And they're saying it doesn't look like Nick Chubb is going to be able to play in that game. So that's going to put a lot of pressure on a young quarterback, which leads me to believe they might go with one of the other two guys, the junior senior quarterback. Both guys got playing time last year. The starter's back. But this kid's so talented. He looks like Jacob Eason looks like Matthew Stafford. He's got big upper body, strong arm. You could tell he's a very football smart, and I think he's going to be an NFL quarterback. I'm just going to go ahead and call that the guy is extremely talented. And if he doesn't have that running game behind him, you know, but right now I don't know what's going on or how it's work out. But you know, I could see Georgia winning without those two guys, the two running back stud backs that they have. But you know, it's going to be tough to do. So I think you kind of got to go with North Carolina in this game, just simply because there's just not, you know, I mean, it's just too tough in a game against a stud quarterback like that, or you know, and Josh Rosen. And all right, sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. Not Josh Rosen. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go down to the next game on the list. All right, we got number one Clemson at Auburn. Okay, I'm going straight off the bat. I'm not big on Auburn this year. Not and Clemson is the opposites in my mind. Deshaun Watson, in my opinion, is the best quarterback in the country. He's got a very good shot at winning the Heisman, and you know, I can see Clemson winning this game, you know, by, you know, 3 or 4 scores, you know, unless they have a rough game and for some reason um, you know, Auburn gets a special teams touchdown, interception return, fumble return. You guys know how football works. But for the most part, you know, I see Auburn, you know, basically folding against Clemson. Clemson's going to be, you know, national championship contenders. They have a Heisman quarterback, you know, and you know, like I said, that's all I can really get about that game. I got Clemson winning. Let's now the thing that I'm interested in will be Alabama versus USC. Alabama's number 2, USC number 19. And Alabama's going to be good every year just because they're stacked at every position. They're very talented. But USC, on the same token, they are a very talented team as well. And if there's a team that can pull an upset on Alabama just due to talent, then it could very well be USC. However, that you got a new head coach, Clay Helton. Players love him, you know, and everything, but he's been a coordinator. He's not been a head coach, but there's instability there because we just don't know what Coach Helton is going to be able to do with USC. Now, he's got the table set for him because he's got some great athletes. However, to roll it out against Alabama with Nick Saban at the helm, you know, that's not always the best scenario. If there was more stability, or if Helton had a year under his belt as the head coach, I would actually very well pick USC in an upset here because catching there's questions at quarterback. They're switching quarterbacks, which don't get me wrong, in the past that doesn't seem to matter. You know, they got Lane Kiffin, who I believe the last 3 years has helped them overcome, you know, any insufficiencies on the offensive side of the ball. Nick Saban, around himself. Me being in the season, I don't like Lane Kiffin. Don't get me wrong, but I'd be straight hating if I didn't give him credit for what he is able to do on the offensive side of the ball. So, for the reason of the instability at coach, a lot of these games, when you got great athletes, these games come down to the four games. Down to the four, I either go with the team with the best quarterback or the best coach, because it's going to come down to decision making. And when you have Nick Saban and you have Lane Kiffin running the offense, Nick Saban practically overlooking the defense, the decision making, in my opinion, is going to be a notch better than USC. And I believe I can see Alabama winning this game, anywhere from 7 to 14 points. It could be 17 and 14. I believe it's going to be close most of the game, and I could see Bama maybe tacking on an extra score late to make it look a little worse than it really was. But I have to go with Bama in this one. This situation I'd actually like to be wrong, but what are you going to do? I have to go with Bama just for the reasons that I've stated. Okay. Now let's see. Sunday we have number 9 Notre Dame at Texas. I believe Notre Dame has opportunity to. I don't know what about Texas just yet. Notre Dame, I know, is talented. Coach Kelly has been recruiting his. So he's going to be able to win that game. Labor Day, we've got number 4 Florida State versus number 14 Ole Miss, and way to end the weekend. This looks like a great game. Ole Miss got Chad Kelly back. Ole Miss has been the top. Had top 5 recruiting classes the last couple years. They're going to be good, and I feel like they've got a defense that is very, very good. The fact that they can play. I mean, they've got great athletes. Like I said, the recruiting has been off the chain the last several years, and these guys, they're going to be ready going into this game. But it's not going to be a game that they're probably not going to be favored in this game. And I'm sure a lot of you know a big reason why is going to be Dalvin Cook, who is going to be one of the favorites for the Heisman. So it's going to be it's for each team to really probably move the ball. Florida State has good offense as well. They're one of the teams favored to go to the national championship or at least contend. So at any rate, it's going to be a great weekend. I'm really looking forward to it. Can't wait to talk to you guys about it. And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this show up. And next week we'll do Pac-12 Tuesday, 1 p.m. time. I'll post before I go live on Twitter and Facebook. So just click the join in the show. I love to have debates. That's what I love. I love debate sports. So the more interaction we have, the better. Real quick, I want to hit on Friday. That will actually be the next show, okay? Tuesday will be another football show. It'll be previewing the Pac-12, my picks and all those things. And hopefully we'll have someone in here with me who can represent the Pac-12 and basically pick me up where, my knowledge is lacking on that specific conference. Friday we'll be doing a preview UFC 101, Robbie Lawler versus Tyrone Woodley. I want to have a good discussion on that as well. We'll get some people in here, MMA fans who are interested, and we'll get some interaction going, some debates, and get everybody's opinions on this card and who they're picking and different stuff like that. I really look forward to that. I want to wrap up the show with talking about the new sports app coming out from United Games. You can either be a free player, the game's 100% free, or you can be an affiliate. Either way, it's a game that allows you to enter during a competition. Which, it's very innovative. You see what Pokemon Go has done. Their first week, $7.8 billion. So you're taking the sports world and you're taking the app world and you're combining them. So this is an app that we play. We're going some way to tie this into the show with competitions, prizes, different things like that. But just to start out, you need to get this app, okay? I can send this app to you where you can just be a player, or you can be an affiliate and share it with others and have an opportunity to make money. And just to give you an idea how this app works is, say, for example, you're watching the NFL game, say the Cowboys and the Redskins or whatever, and you're a Cowboy fan. So when you downloaded the app, you set your preference to the Cowboys. Okay, so you're watching the game, and it's 3rd and 10. Okay, now you're out. Into some group option, which I believe that's something that I'm going to use for this channel. And what you can do is it'll pass. They're going to throw to the left, the right. Will they 10, 15 yards? And you'll get points for each question that you get right. And there's going to be prizes like hats, shirts, maybe electronic devices. And as you get better scores and your score gets higher, you'll have opportunity to win car, travel, vacation, be into. At any rate, just contact me. I'll need to get your email, and I can send you an invite. In your email, I'll need you to say whether you want to be an affiliate or if you want to be a player. It doesn't matter. It's going to be an enjoyable experience any way you look at it. But remember, share the video, and also follow me on Twitter. It's at SportsBanter38 on Twitter. So follow me there. Subscribe to my channel. That way you get notifications when the show goes live. And guys, that's going to do it. And I appreciate anyone who has tuned in and listened. And I look forward to talking sports with you guys in the future. And I will see you on Friday. And I'm out.